Hello everyone, and welcome back for those of you in the Live Your Style fam. And for those of you that are new, hello, I am Sharrah and this is Live Your Style. This video is sponsored by the Art Institutes, which makes me super excited because a lot of you guys ask me questions about schooling for interior design, how you guys can pursue your passion. And what I love most is the Art Institute features programs in culinary arts, in interior design, in fashion, in technology, audio and film production, gaming, VR, so many different elements of the arts. They have options for you guys to go study and get degrees in those fields, which I love. They have locations all across the United States, and they have a variety of classes offered online, so you can fit it into your schedule super easily. The Art Institutes is a great option because it'll help you guys explore different aspects of interior design and get you guys prepared to pursue a career in that field. So today, you guys probably have noticed I am not in my apartment. I am somewhere else. I am in someone else's apartment. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you guys know my assistant, Elena. She just moved with her boyfriend into their own apartment here down the road from me, and it's so cute and so fun. I'm really excited because I'm going to focus on a very big issue that a lot of us have when we're renting small spaces. Creating one room with multiple purposes. It serves as your dining room and your living room and your office and your kitchen, all in one space. Elena is super awesome and has learned so much about interior design, has such a passion for it. She implemented some really cool elements, like she did some cool light stuff. I don't want to give it away yet. And she used mirrors and she used fabrics that I love. But the number one thing we all need a little help with is what do we do with accessorizing? Even I need help with that, and two minds are better than one. So we got together and we figured out what can we do to really make this space functional, make it feel like you have multiple purposes, even though it's all in one small room, and how can we make it so that they have a lot of storage? Those were our three challenges. We decided to embark on the journey, and I thought I'd show you guys what we came up with and how it turned out. Okay, so here's what their apartment looked like before. They had a lot of great furniture pieces, but they needed some help with accessorizing and how to really separate all these different spaces. In their specific case, they really wanted to have a set living room area. They also wanted to have a set dining room area, and then they also needed a space for an office. And like most small spaces, floor space is always limited. So I wanted to find a way that we could maximize not only the storage options by using the walls, but also make it look really pretty while being really functional. If you guys are a part of the Live It Journal family, you guys will be getting an amazing entry this week all about how to succeed in this exact challenge, which is having multiple purposes in one room. I kind of gave you guys a combined list of all the room combinations that go really well together and a lot of room combinations to avoid and why. So if you guys are interested in those and want to get more information on how to really solve this specific challenge, if you're not signed up for the Live It Journal, click the link below and get signed up because it's a great option. Because it's a super helpful resource and it's going to help you guys not only watch these videos, but really start to live them out in your own life and in your own spaces. Okay, so moving on to number one, specifically how we achieved this nice little cohesive, useful, purposeful one-room space with multiple purposes. First thing up is using rugs to ground each territory. Now, a lot of you guys have seen this actually in my own apartment that I have shown you guys. And even if you guys have carpet, even if you don't have hardwood, you guys can still layer rugs on top of carpet. But it's a great way to kind of lay the territory of each individual space, kind of zone it off, and help your eyes visually see it as a separate room. We put down two rugs, one in the dining room and one in the living room, and that would separate those two spaces from each other, really to help it feel like two separate, distinct areas. And we can't forget about the question of the video. How old were you guys when you first moved out on your own out of your parents' place? Or if you're still in your parents' place, how old do you think you'll be when you move out? Leave it in the comments below. Number two, designated storage space for each individual area. Now, in a small space, staying organized and having a lot of places for hidden storage is a must. If you guys know anything about my videos, I talk about that all the time. For their specific space, I wanted to make sure that we had a designated storage space for their dining room where they could keep some dishes if they wanted to, but also have a hideaway spot that's completely enclosed for any office supplies, books, or things that they want to keep organized, and any of their media boxes, Apple TVs, Rokus, any of that stuff. So the lesson to be learned in this one step is to make sure that you guys have efficient storage that's covered, not super revealing to the whole world. They see all your clutter, But in the event that you guys have really pretty things that you also need to add storage for, like maybe your keys, maybe a little dish, things like that, utilizing wall space for books and other elements like vases and plants and pretty little things, use the walls. Walls don't take up floor space and you can really get some good storage out of them. Number 3, create a focal point within each individual space. To make each space feel like its own, has its own personality and its own focus, I would really recommend that you guys try to find wherever your eyes naturally gravitate towards, make that space kind of like the wow that the eye is drawn towards. And make sure it looks really pretty and really clean, not too cluttered. So because we have such a small space, the focal point that we have in the living room is not actually the living room's focal point, if that makes sense. So we've got this beautiful wall of string lights that fall down, and we have a nice circle mirror right in front. Elena did an amazing job on this wall. I think it looks so dreamy and so pretty, and pretty functional because there's a mirror on it. But when you're sitting in the living room, you're actually not even looking at that wall. You are looking out the beautiful window here with this nice little palm tree that's sprouted up, which to be honest, to me looks like a giant piece of artwork, which is really awesome, and they totally lucked out because sometimes your neighbor does not have that nice of a aesthetic going on. So for the living room, the focal point is this beautiful palm tree through the window. If you are in the dining room, your focal point is either the living room wall or the wall behind me, which is a nice, beautiful, clean gallery wall that also serves a little bit of function over here. And if you're in the office, you have kind of a focal point of all 3, including some nice little floating shelves in the corner. Number 4, make sure to have functional walkways. So in one room that has multiple purposes and multiple rooms going on, you wanna make sure that you can walk around each of those rooms really well. I know there's a tendency to try to cram everything into this tiny little space, but you're gonna be miserable if you are not able to move gracefully among the cabin. In Elena's house specifically, when we walked through the door here, we wanted to make sure that the entry table wasn't jutting out from the wall too much and impeding on the walkway here. We have a nice, huge walkway spatial situation happening right here. Now I'm really in the airplane mode. Wow, wow, exits. And then around the dining room table, we made sure that the entry table didn't go too long to where it was impeding in the dining room space. We made sure it was just perfectly snug in its own little corner. Another thing I'd like to point out about this specific space, Elena had the great idea of making sure that the bench was on the side of the dining table that was closest to the door. So when you walk in, you don't just see the backs of chairs. It feels kind of like it's coming out at you. The actual chairs are on the other side of the dining table, so they feel like the room is a little bit more open, a little bit more inviting. So just be thinking of all of those different elements, making sure that you're not putting furniture in front of doorways, that you're keeping good open spaces for traffic that happens within your home. Number 5, use curtains to frame your windows. Okay, if you guys know me, you know that I love curtains. There's something magical that happens with curtains. I don't know what it is. I just know that it happens. And it's an instant way that's not that expensive if you go to the right spots. An instant way for you guys to transform your small little apartment into a beautiful home. So of course in Elena's place, we hung some beautiful curtains from IKEA a couple of inches below the ceiling to frame this beautiful giant window that you see right when you walk in their door. And I think it turned out beautiful. It looks fabulous. Okay guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope that this video thoroughly helped you guys solve and figure out how to navigate this challenge of creating multiple purposes out of one room. If you guys want to check out the Live It Journal, I will link it below for you guys to sign up to get this week's journal entry, super helpful. And I want to know what your guys' favorite part was in this video and in this space. Thank you so much to the Art Institutes for sponsoring today's video. I can't wait to hear how many of you guys sign up to take classes and which classes that you guys take. Let me know. I know that Elena loves it. I know that I love it. I think it turned out so fun and so beautiful and very functional. And if you guys haven't answered the question of the video, when you guys moved into your own first apartment, what age were you? Leave those questions below. And of course, if y'all have not hit the subscribe button, join the family. Hit subscribe, hit subscribe. I'm getting delirious. Hit subscribe. See you next week. Bye.